Shalom, shalom, holy Chavra. We continue in Maseches Taanis. We are on Yud Aleph, Amud Aleph. And we begin, we are on the third line from the top, and let's get right into this Amud, jam-packed Amud with really fantastic ideas. Here we go, let's do it. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav. Kol hamariv atzmo b'shnei ra'avon. Whoever starves himself during a year of famine, nitzol mimisa mishuna. He is saved from a strange death. And Rashi explains that's death by the sword. Shinamar, as it says, Bara'av padcha mimaves. During the hunger, you will be redeemed from death. So mi ra'av mi ba'ile. The pasuk should have said from famine. Why did it say bira'av? During the ra'av, you'll be saved from death. It should be saying from the famine of death, you'll be saved. No, el haki kamar. This is what the pasuk means. B'schar shemarav atzmo b'shnei ra'avon, with the reward of you fasting or starving yourself during a famine year and being conservative with the food, you'll be saved from a strange death. Amr Shlakish said, a person is not allowed to have relations with their wife, with their spouse during a year of famine. Shnamar, as it says, Yosef yalad shnei banim b'tarem tavo shnas hara'av. That Yosef had two sons before the years of famine, which implies that during the years of the famine, he did not have any more children, and he did not sleep with his wife after that. Tana, we learned in a brisa, chasoche banim mishamshin mitosehen b'shnei ravon. The people who have no children, and as Rashi said, this probably should say chasire banim, people who lack children, can have relations with their wife during the years of famine because they need to do puruvu. They have a mitzvah. A mitzvah overrides the idea of being in sa'ar with the kehila, and therefore it's more important that they should try and have the children. Tana Rabbana, we learned, the rabbis taught, Bizman she'yisal shurun b'tzar, the time that the nation of Israel is sitting in pain, upirish echad mehem, and one person separates from the klal, ba'in shnei malachei hasharis shemalvin lo la'adam. There are two ministering angels who accompany all people at all times. They go to this one person, they put their hands on his head, and they say, this person is separated from the community, and he does not want to partake in the sitting in solidarity and pain with the community. This person, al yara b'nechamas tzibur, he will not see the nechama of the community. He will not see the consolation when it eventually happens. Tanidach, another brisa. Bizman sha'at sibur shari b'tzar, a time when the community is sitting in pain. Al yomar adam, person should not say, Elech lebeisi, I'll go to my house, v'achal v'eshtal, I'm going to eat, I'm going to drink, v'shalom alech nafshi, and all will be well. A person should not say that. V'masa osakein, if a person does this, Allah v'kasav omer, the pasuk says regarding him, v'hine sason v'simcha harog bakar, v'shchotzon, I'll be happy and joyful, I'm going to slaughter cattle and shecht some sheep. Achol basar v'shtot yayin. I'll drink meat and I'll eat meat and drink wine. Achol v'shtu. Let's eat and drink. Kimachar damus, because tomorrow we will die. That is not good, right? That is the attitude of the Rishayim and of the wicked people that Yeshayahu was screaming about. So, and maksiv basrei. What's the next pasuk in Yeshayahu? V'nigla ba'aznei Hashem tzvakos. It was revealed in the ears of Hashem. Im yichupar ha'avon. You're going to see that this punishment will never you'll never have kapara for this sin until the day you die. Adkan midas beinonim. So this is the midah of beinonim, of average people, meaning we expect kind of the average people to act like this. Aval midas rishai maksiv. What does it say regarding how the super wicked people act? They say, etayu ek yayin v'nispa asich shechar. Let's go get some wine and drink alcohol. And it'll even be like this tomorrow. So meaning the Rishayim, whereas the Beinonim, they would say that tomorrow we'll die, so let's at least face the consequences tomorrow. The Rishayim don't even think about the consequences tomorrow. They think that they're always going to have a nice, joyful, easy ride, and it's not the case. And Maksiv Basrei, what does it say after? Hatzadik aveid ve'enish sam alev, the tzaddik will be punished or will be destroyed, and there will be no person who will pay attention to that, which happens. Because of this evil, the tzaddik was gathered in, the tzaddik was killed. So this is what the pasuk says. The next pasuk in Yeshayahu, and message to take from this: it's very bad to not sit bitsar when the community is bitsar. Ela yitzar adam mimatzibur. A person should be in pain with the community. Shekain matzivi b'Moshe Rabbeinu, because that's what Moshe Rabbeinu did. When did he do this? He shared the tsar with the tzibor. Shinemar, as it says, Videi Moshe kvedim. Moshe's arms were very heavy. Vayiklu even vayasimu tachtav. They brought a stone and they put it under him. Vayashav aleha, and he sat on it. So this is referring to when the Jews were fighting with Amalek. Moshe went up to the mountain and he lifted his hands and he was davening to Hashem, and his hands got very heavy. So they brought a big rock for him to sit on, and Aaron and Hur were holding his hands up above his head. And so Moshe. So what about this is being in Sar with the community? The Gemara is gonna explain. Didn't Moshe have a pillow or a cushion that he could have sat on instead of the rock? Elakach Amar Moshe. But this is what Moshe said. Since the Jews are in lots of pain, they're now fighting a war. I'm going to join in with their pain, and I'm going to sit on this hard, uncomfortable stone. And yes, it's a little sacrifice. It's not quite the same as risking your life and fighting a war, but nevertheless, it's showing that you are in solidarity with the entire community. And of note here, when the American army went into Iraq and was engaged in the Iraq War, at the time, President Bush, he loved golf, and he said during the entire time that we have soldiers overseas and fighting a war, I am not going to play golf. And for all of his faults, whatever you want to say about that President Bush, that was a very noble thing for him to do, to say, I'm going to sit with my soldiers and be in pain with them. And if you actually look this up, you'll see, if you look up all the past presidents and how much they went golfing, President Bush went golfing much less than almost any other president within the past 50 years. So this is the idea of being in pain with your people. V'chol hamitzar atzmo im hatzibur, whoever does pain himself with the community, zocha v'rov minachamas tzibur, he is going to be zocha to see the comfort of the community. The Shema Yomar Adam, but maybe a person might say, me may it be, who's going to testify to me? How do I know that that's true? How do I know that I'm actually going to see the nechama of the community? Who's going to say that really I was bitzar with the community? Answer, Avnei Beisel Shel Adam, V'karos Beisel Shel Adam Me'idim Lo. The beams and the stones of a person's house, they testify that he was really in tsar with them, with the community from in the house. Shinamar, as it says in the pasuk, Ki Aven Mikir Tizak, because the stone of the wall will scream out, V'kapis Me'etz Ya'anena, and a chip in the beam will answer it. So it's kind of this metaphorical language in Chavakuk of the house, a person's house itself, being testifying that he was doing the right thing within the walls of itself. Devei Rabbi Shila Amri, in the yeshiva of Rabbi Shila, they used to say, Shnei Malachei Asheris Malavin L'Adam. There are two malachim that go with every person. Hein Me'idim Lo. They are the ones that are going to testify about him. Shinamar, as it says, Ki Malachav Yitzal Elach. It's from Tehillim, that the malachim were commanded over you, and this is referring to these angels who will give their testimony regarding this fact. Rav Chitke Omer, Rav Chitke says, Nishmasa shel Adam hi me'ida alav. The soul of a person is the one that testifies against him. Shnemar, as it says, Mishocheves chikecha, from the one that lays on your bosom, which generally refers to one's wife, but here we're saying it refers to one's soul. Shmor pischei picha, guard the door of your mouth, meaning a person's going to have to be careful regarding his own family even, and he's not going to be able to trust them. This is one of the things that Micha was telling the Bnei Yisrael. But here we're saying that from the neshama is the one that will watch what he's doing and will testify against him if he does the wrong thing. V'yesh omrim, and some say Ivar shel Adam idim bo, that a person's limbs will testify against him. Shnemar, as it says, Atem edai num Hashem. You are my witnesses, says Hashem. Kel emuna ve'ein avel. He is a God of emuna and he does not have any sin. The Gemara is going to explain this pasuk from Devarim Parak Lamed Beis. Kelamuna. What does it mean? He's a God of faithfulness. Kishem shenifraim min harashayim olam haba. Just like he gives punishment to Rishayim in the world to come. Afilo al avera kala. Shows them even on a very small avera that they do. Kach nifraim min tzadikim b'olam hazeh al avera kala she'osin. He also punishes tzadikim in this world for the small averos that they do. Ve'ein avel, what does that mean? The second part of the pasuk, and he does not have any sin. Kishem shemishalmin schar tzadikim olam haba afilo al mitzvah kala she'osin. Just like he gives the reward for tzadikim in olam haba, even on the small mitzvahs that they do. Kach mishalmin schar l'rishon b'olam hazeh afilo al mitzvah kala she'osin. He also gives reward to the wicked in this world, even for the small mitzvahs that they do. Tzaddik v'yasharhu, next part of the pasuk, he is a tzaddik and he is very righteous. So Gemara explains, Amru b'shas p'tirasha shel adam lebeis olamo, that the Chachamim taught that when the person goes to his essentially when a person dies, kol ma'asav nifratin lefanav. That should say nifratin, not niftarin, but nifratin. Kol ma'asav nifratin lefanav. All of a person's actions are specified in front of him. V'omrim lo, and they say to him, Kach v'kach hasita b'makom ploni b'yom ploni. Did you do such and such in such and such place in such and such day? V'hu omer hein, and he will say yes. V'omrim lo, and they tell him, Chasom, I need you to sign that this is what you were doing on this and this day. V'chotzem, and he signs. Shinemar, as it says, biyad kol adam yachtom. By the hand of every man, he signs. V'lo, not just that, El shematzdik alavas hadin, but he justifies. He accepts the din, whatever the din is that they say regarding his averos or his mitzvos on that day. And he says to them, Yafeh dantuni, you have judged me very well. Like Hayim Mashnamar, to establish, to fulfill that which the pasuk says, L'ma'an titdak b'dvarecha, in order to be justified when you speak. Amar Shmuel. And now we're going to end this Gemara with a very interesting machlokas regarding Nazir and regarding whether being a Nazir is a good thing or a bad thing. And it's also going to tie into whether a person should take on fast days for himself, whether that's considered an act of righteousness or the opposite, an act of wickedness. And as we'll see, this is a crucial machlokas and a very interesting difference of opinion. And maybe this is something we can talk about a little bit more. Let's get into it. Amar Shmuel. Shmuel said, Kol hayoshev b'Taanis nikra choteh. Whoever sits in a fast day, and he does this deliberately, optionally, he chooses a fast day for himself, nikra choteh. He's called a sinner. Why? Savar ki haytana, because he holds like a certain Tana, the Tanya, who taught in the Brisa, that Rav Elazar HaKapar b'Rebbe Omar, that Rav Elazar HaKapar, the son of Rebbe, said, Ma Tamid Omar. What does the pasuk mean when it says the following? V'chiper alav me'asher chata al hanefesh. He should atone for himself because he sinned regarding the nefesh. So that is when the Nazir brings a korban, he has to when the Nazir finishes his Naziros, he has to bring a korban, and the pasuk says that he has to atone for the sin that he did. So the question the Gemara asks, nefesh chatazeh, to which soul did he sin at? What avera did he do? He was just a Nazir. I don't understand what avera he did by doing that. Ella, answer is shetzir atzmo min hayayin, because he pained himself, he denied himself from drinking wine. B'halo dvarim kal v'chomer. Now we have a kal v'chomer. Umazeh shlotzir atzmo ela min hayayin. This Nazir only denied himself wine. Nikra chota, but he's called a sinner. Hamitzair atzmo mikol davar v'davar. Somebody who abstains from every single thing, meaning he does a whole fast. Alachas kama v'kama. All the more so, he is a sinner. So this is opinion number one, that a person who sits in a fast is a sinner. And not only is he not good, but he's considered evil and wicked. That's opinion number one. Opinion number two, Rabbi Elazar says, Nikra Kadosh, he is considered holy. Very different opinion. Shinamar, as it says, Kadosh yiha gadol pera se'ar rosho, that he will be holy, he will be Kadosh, and he should grow out the hair of his head. This Nazir only denied himself a single thing, which was, again, the wine. Nikr Kadosh, he's called a holy person. That somebody who sits in a fast and denies himself every kind of food, alachas kama v'kama. All the more so, he's considered holy. So now the Gemara challenges both sides. With the Shmuel, according to Shmuel, ha'ikri kadosh, the Torah says that he is called kadosh. So answer, hahu agido parakai. That's only referring to the fact that he grew his hair long, and kadosh does not necessarily mean holy. It could mean separate or different. So in that case, he's not a holy person, but he grew his hair long, and that's why he's called holy regarding growing his hair long. Not that he's holy for abstaining from wine. Regarding that, he is 100% a sinner. That's according to Shmuel. Ulu Rabbi Elazar nikra chote. But according to Rabbi Elazar, who said he's holy, the pasuk said he needs a kapara. He's a sinner. Answer, hahu disaiv nafshe. That's only because he made himself tameh when he came in contact with the dead. So it's only referring to a nazir who touched a dead body, in which case then he would be a sinner. And that's Rabbi Elazar's opinion. Umi Amar Rabbi Elazar. How did Rabbi Elazar really say this? Amar Rabbi Elazar. We have another place where Rabbi Elazar said, "La'olam yimud adam atzmo." A person should always consider himself ki'ilu kadosh, sharei b'soch me'av, that as if his innards, the inside of his body, are very holy. Shneimar, as it says in the pasuk, "B'kir b'cha kadosh v'lavo ba'ir," that in the inside is holy, and they should not enter the city. That is from a pasuk in Hosea, Perek Yud Aleph. Answer, lo kasha, it's not a problem. Ha dematzi l'tzorei nashe. One is referring to if a person has the ability to afflict himself, to abstain from food and fast. Ha delo matzi l'tzorei nashe. And the other is referring to a person who does not have the ability. If the person does have the ability and he chooses to fast, kadosh, holy, wonderful person. And if he doesn't have the ability, then he may be a sinner. He should not fast, according to Rabbi Elazar. And this explains why we can have two very seemingly different opinions of Rabbi Elazar in two different places. Okay, I hope that was clear. Tomorrow we will continue with Yud Aleph Amud Beis. Hope you'll have a wonderful day.